I'm late again. God damn it. Alright, hey, okay, calm down. I'm heading there. All right, chill. So I've been working on something just for you, class. Something special. Something that will educate you far more than any of my stupid lectures. I have a video that you're gonna have to take notes on, and there will be a quiz afterwards. So pay attention. All right, let's get into it. Welcome, travelers from the outer planes. I welcome you to my presentation on Tales of the Apocalypse, times where all is lost, but hope still finds a way to inspire those that remain. These survivors will attempt to clear a path for a hopeful future, a tomorrow worth living in. Most of these survivors will not see that future. They will instead suffer till one day they die. Sure, their death is tragic, and to some rage-inducing, but when one dies, another picks up the torch and continues the struggle for a better tomorrow. So please, sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy these tales of the end. Timber Human. Timber Human was a simple blue-collar worker. A few days ago, before the end of the world, they had gotten hurt in a workplace-related accident. During that time, the business refused to pay workers' comp, and that left Timber at home with no income. One day he woke up from falling asleep on his couch and heard zilch of the busy bustling of everyday life. Instead, all he heard were cries of pain and tearing of flesh from bone. Timber rushed around the house looking for anything to help them survive the horrors occurring outside his house. Timber foolishly decided that instead of hiding in the house till the last possible moment, they would leave the protection of the house and search for others, or they wanted to take what others had. So they walked outside and proceeded to kill creatures that looked human, but were not. We would call them zombies. Those that no longer feel bonded by morals or ethics, just the need to consume. Timber used a frying pan to fend off the zombies, but soon realized that a simple frying pan would not defeat hordes of the undead, so they ran. The city that they once knew had turned into a bloodbath. A rotten corpse the size of the city had replaced everything Timber knew. Timber saw an opportunity to gain supplies and entered someone's home through an open window. He found food, but soon had to run from more of the rotten goons. As Timber was running away, they incurred a leg injury by one of the horde. This injury would cause Timber some pain, but the realization that this world was truly lost hurt him more. The farther Timber got from the city, the less infected there were, but so was drinkable water and edible food. He got lost in the woods for a while, and when he found his way back to some roads, he found a construction zone, much like the one that he was injured at. He thought he could sleep in the break container, but soon the container turned from a safe haven of rest to his final resting place. As more and more zombies poured in, he tried to escape, but was not swift enough. Timber Human joined the horrors. Rick Bill. Rick Bill lived a simple life. He liked to fish and he liked to sleep. On the day the world ended, Rick was planning on fishing. Instead, he went on a murder spree of the zombies, the ones who would threaten his easy life. He ended many, but was too aggressive, which led to his downfall. May Rick Bill catch the big fish in the sky. Amen. Sheldon Duke was an educated and mostly lucky person. They never really found any challenges in their day-to-day existence. The apocalypse helped Sheldon live a life he found truly satisfying, one where he was in complete control of his destiny. He would find many items to aid him, and he would even find car keys to a working car, which he would use to travel far outside of the city. He found a remote cell phone tower station, where he would survive without much attention from the undead. The station did not have any real useful tools, except for a water holder and a fridge to store food. He would have to find a place where he could salvage supplies to live. He knew of just a place, a lumber mill called McCoy Logging Co. There would be salvation from starvation. That was the plan. Slowly, Sheldon cleared zombie after zombie, each time getting more cocky, more ignorant of their surroundings. A zombie sneaked up from behind Sheldon, and that was the end. Sheldon Duke had almost carved a path for a better future, but in the end, he charged straight into death and was welcomed.
Oh boy. Robert Huntley. Robert Huntley was a man who did not feel the pain of others. If someone was going through a tough experience, he would find it impossible to empathize with that person's situation. So on the day of the end, he didn't feel bad about ending his infected wife. With his newfound freedom from everything that was holding him back, Robert broke into his neighbor's home and liberated from the previous tenant. He then went through town attacking the zombies. He soon realized that he could not continue like this and decided to try and find a home. He left the crowded city and found a lumber storage facility where he planned to set up a new life. That area turned out to be surrounded by a large group of zombies, and eventually they found him. As he was running away, he scraped his leg on a tree branch, causing a minor scratch wound. At one point, Robert was so tired he decided to take a nap out in the middle of an open field. Luckily, it all worked out and his luck would not end there. He would find his home at the same cell phone tower station that Sheldon Duke found, but something was different. Instead of being empty of the undead, a horde was hiding in the concrete shed in the middle of the station. He smashed, and soon he was victorious over the many. These unfortunate people gave Robert many things, like a bag to carry more things with. After the fight, Robert found a cockroach in the trash and threw it into the microwave. He had a disgusting meal, but to him food was food. I bet he would eat a zombie if he could. Anyways, he went off into the woods in search of food, materials for the house. Instead, he came across McCory Logging Co., where a horde of zombies were waiting for him. He decided not to fight such a great horde, so he ran back to the station, where he would start to starve. He soon found himself going through the woods back to the lumber mill, where he would find an opportunity to get supplies. Sadly, it did not go well. He was almost able to kill them all, but in the end, he was only human, and humans get tired, hungry, and exhausted. The last few zombies overpowered Robert Huntley, and left him a corpse who would haunt the living. Bo Hayes. Bo Hayes was a recently made music star, but the end of the world doesn't really let you live out the rest of your life in peace. He grabbed his red guitar and started to play the music that would define the rest of his life. A fight for glory that's gone. He raided homes in search of that glory. One of these homes had his undoing. A single bite to his arm, and he knew it was all over. So he went back to his new home, grabbed weapons, and fought. This resulted in Bo Hayes going out like how he lived, wanting people to see him. Cyril Whittaker, a calm and collected individual, once known by his co-workers as the Moving Stone, based on the fact very little made him panic. When the end of the world happened, Cyril did not panic. Instead, he calmly searched for weapons. And when none were found in his house, he used his bare hands and boots to defeat the zombies. During an encounter with a zombie, Cyril got too close, which gave the zombie he was fighting a chance to bite him. Luckily, it only caused a laceration rather than a life-ending bite. During Cyril's search for useful materials, he came across a working vehicle, and better yet, keys for the vehicle, which were located inside the home of the past owners. He used this car to get back to the cell phone tower station that all the other survivors were drawn to. Cyril made the station their base of operation, where they would gather supplies from the woods around the station and would plan an attack on the nearby McCory Logging Co. During the first visit to the warehouse, Cyril came across hordes of zombies, but the weapons he made from the surrounding forest worked perfectly against his foes, until the weapon broke. The tool was made with bits and pieces, so you could not expect the best durability from the weapons made this way. He made more weapons, slept, and then headed back over to the warehouse, where the tools soon broke after killing a few of the undead. He headed back home and found a container which had a bunch of planks inside. He used one of those tools with nails as a weapon. He used said weapon to kill many until it broke, so he just used some pieces of metal off of the ground to defeat his foe. As Cyril was running away, he received a wound on his torso. Cyril successfully got into McCory Logging Co. warehouses in Main Lumber Mill, where he took what was useful. He also started building defenses at the station. After that, he decided to bring the car over to the warehouse to stock up on supplies, but during the drive, he encountered a horde of zombies. He ditched the horde and headed straight to the lumber mill and loaded up on some things. During the gathering process, Cyril was bitten on the neck. This would be the death blow. Cyril left the lumber mill and returned home, where he would wait out the infection. Cyril Whittaker went out alone, waiting for death. Fritz Spears. Fritz Spears was a God-fearing patriot They knew exactly what to do when the apocalypse began. They took their TV, their favorite book, and hid in their bedroom until the government told them it was safe to go outside. He quickly realized that this was not going to work out, based on the fact he did not have enough food in his house to feed himself for a prolonged time. Fritz went around the neighborhood in search of his food, and during this exploration he heard a joke from one of his dead neighbors. "Oh, Fritz, do you have a beer on you? Ha 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 ha." Fritz ran at the neighbor and made sure that joke would never be heard again. After that, Fritz collected more TVs and even found a car, but no keys, so he had to leave it. A gas-powered generator in a shed near a concerning amount of zombies. Another gas generator was found at the site of a burnt-down house. Fritz found the local grocery store where he would stock up on food before leaving the city. After that, he found a working car with keys, so now he had a safe way out of the city to the mystical cell phone tower station. The plan was a go. Fritz grabbed the TV, one of the gas generators, and loaded the local grocery store. He left the city for the station and arrived safely, where he would set up his operation. Like all other survivors, he investigated the local lumber mill, but unfortunately during the time there, he was bitten on the head. He got back to the station, where he would do his last job. He tilled the soil and planted crops. Along with that, he built a crate with a garbage bag inside to catch rainwater. In his last moments, Fritz Spears grabbed his gun, ran outside, and started shooting at nothing. So I decided to end things. Alright, time to head home, crew. What am I talking about? Alright. Marco Polo. Marco Polo knew the end of the world was coming, so he did what he did best, murder those who get in his way. He looted their surrounding lands, got hurt a lot, and soon realized the water ran out far too fast. So he created a plan to get working vehicles, tools to kill those around him, and food. They killed many zombies and gathered lots of food. All that was needed was a working car, which was soon located. Just before he planned on leaving, he was bitten on the hand when trying to salvage gas. Knowing he would die soon, he took all his things and went to the station. There he would meet his end. Marco Polo grabbed the bandage around his neck that was keeping him alive and ripped it off. Thank you for watching my video, Tales of the Apocalypse. I just wanted to comment on the fact that this one's shorter than my previous videos. I tried to get to 100 days and failed each time, and those were just the stories of me failing each time. I tried to make it seem fun and thematic. Thank you for enjoying it, because you definitely enjoyed it if you got to this far. I have no other projects in the work. No, not really. Yeah, no, nothing else to add. Just thank you, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye. Well, technically I do have another project in the work. It's just, I'm still in the planning phases, and it's a kind of a drastic and concerning turn.
That was the end of today's class. There was no quiz. I lied. Just wanted you to take notes, really, get educated about this. Also, don't forget about that homework, alright? That homework about that thing, that very important thing that's upcoming, alright? Don't forget about that thing. Alright, see ya.